We had the conversation, but ultimately, I feel like that was something we both wanted. You know, I feel like being a dad is my calling, being a mother is hers.
DDG was beaming as they discussed having a child together, but behind closed doors, a horror was taking place. Now, there are whispers that Bailey was seen crying outside the courts after making an unexpected request for a restraining order against DDG. Let's get started. What horrible information did she divulge about DDG's mistreatment in court? What did the Disney princess endure at the hands of the rapper? The 25-year-old Disney princess made the shocking claims on Tuesday, May 13, 2025, when she appeared in court in Los Angeles with receipts showing what she claims is a pattern of physical, verbal, emotional, and financial abuse by Darryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. The judge wasn't playing games and promptly gave Bailey a temporary restraining order, instructing the 27-year-old rapper to keep at least 100 yards away from both Bailey and their 18-month-old son, Halo. The Wildseat court documents depict a troubling picture of how things went wrong between the ex-couple, who first connected in early 2022 after being spotted together vibing at Usher's Las Vegas residency. Their relationship appeared to be goals when they welcomed a baby boy named Halo in December 2023, but Bailey claims that behind closed doors, things were different, and they broke up in October 2024 due to DDG's alleged inability to control his temper. The most serious incident Bailey claims to have detailed in her court filing allegedly occurred in January 2025, a few months after they called it quits. According to the paperwork, Bailey was attempting to speak with DDG about establishing a suitable visitation schedule for their son when things got heated. Bailey claims that the rapper began acting up when she was fastening their baby in his car seat in DDG's whip.
A conversation about the schedule, and then things kind of went left. She said that as this conversation was happening, she was assisting in buckling Halo into his car seat, and then that's when she claims that DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, "Get out of my car, B word." She says that she then, got up. She began to get upset because the baby started to cry, and she got nervous about DDG leaving with him because the baby was in such a.
Bailey claims that DDG yanked her hair and pushed her face into the steering wheel with enough force to chip her, causing the situation to reportedly develop into outright violence. Court filings contain pictures of the bruises and photographic proof of the broken tooth. Despite the alleged assault, Bailey claimed she was caught during the altercation. According to Bailalei's testimony, she stayed in the car because she was worried about her son, who was crying throughout the entire incident. She claimed she rolled with DDG to his crib and told his family about what happened right away before bouncing once they agreed to look after Halo. This wasn't the only time DDG allegedly touched her, though. Her filing from March 2025 details another incident that was serious enough for her to report to the police. Although the specifics of this incident have not been made public, it appears to have entailed property damage, which further encouraged Bailey to look for legal protection outside of the physical altercations. As a well-known rapper and video producer with millions of followers on YouTube, Twitch, and other social media platforms, DDG is accused by Bailey of engaging in a pattern of verbal and emotional abuse. DDG has significant internet influence. Bailey asserts that he has been using his platform to disparage her in front of his audience, which has caused her to get hate mail and strays from his fans on social media. Bailey alleges that DDG blasted her with text links to stories implying she was on vacation with another guy after reportedly approaching her about a Mother's Day trip she had with their kid, according to one particular instance described in the court docs. When R&B artist Brent Faiyaz threatened to retaliate against her while spending time with their kid, the tension only increased when Bailey ordered him to stop the abuse.
Remember, but there was a conversation around if she was dating Brent Faiyaz or not, because people thought they were alleging that she was away on this trip with Brent Faiyaz with baby Halo.
Never heard that in my life.
That was a thing. It was a thing online, and she says that because of that, DDG began to text her like articles and she actually has screenshots of text messages allegedly from DDG in
The restraining order granted to Bailey also included permission for her to take their son to Italy for 2 months for a film project with family members and a traveling nanny. Additionally, Bailey requested a cease and desist order to prevent DDG from posting or streaming content about her or their son on his various platforms, because she's concerned about his fans coming for her online. As the news of the restraining order spread across the blogs and social media, the internet exploded, with reactions on X. Formerly Twitter, posts about the allegations racked up millions of views, with fans choosing sides and going to war. In the comments, many showed love to Bailey, while others questioned if there was more to the story. The severity of these allegations hits different, considering the couple's public image before they split throughout 2022 and 2023. They were considered relationship goals in entertainment, with DDG supporting Bailey at major events like Variety's Power of Young, Hollywood Celebration, and the premiere of The Little Mermaid. Bailey had even been on record talking sweet about DDG in interviews, telling Essence magazine that she had been checking for him since his early YouTube days. "I grew up being on YouTube and would always see the young black creators and was constantly inspired by them. He was one of them." Bailey said about DDG during Happier Times. A hearing is set for June 4, 2025, to determine whether the temporary restraining order should be made permanent. Until then, the 100-yard separation requirement is in full effect, and the entertainment world is watching closely as this troubling situation continues to unfold.
The judge gave her permission to take nearly the 18-month-old son, Halo, to Italy, where she'll be filming a movie for 2 months coming up.
And Halle got a lot of receipts, right?
Yeah, I told you. She got text messages in this doc that she filed. She has photos. A judge is not going to grant a restraining order just off of like oh my God, I think this is happening to me. You have to show what you're talking about.
These claims are even more shocking because, according to thorough investigation, DDG has never before been known to touch anyone. His only prior run-in with the law was in 2022, when he was arrested for a gun charge during a traffic stop, which TMZ claimed had nothing to do with any violent incidents. The relationship between Halle Bailey and DDG, once regarded as major goals by fans on social media, began with all the classic signs of a modern celebrity power couple. Their love story began in January 2022, when fans caught them looking booed up at Usher's Las Vegas residency, with videos quickly circulating on social media. By March of that year, DDG made it official on Instagram with a birthday tribute to Bailey, calling her the most beautiful, the flyest, and the sweetest. Love you forever. Similarly, there are no public reports of Halle Bailey having been in toxic or abusive relationships prior to her relationship with DDG. Throughout the summer, DDG continued to support Bailey at industry events, such as Variety's Power of Young, Hollywood Celebration, where she was honored. Their relationship appeared to be the ideal fusion of traditional romance and new media success. The couple's first red carpet moment occurred in June 2022 at the BET Awards, when they stepped out hand in hand and in matching black suits, demonstrating to the world that they weren't hiding their circumstances. Chloe Zhali, a self-made success story who used YouTube stardom to launch a music career with hits like Moonwalking and Calabasas, is a Disney princess and Beyoncé's protégé. Bailey even spoke publicly about their connection, telling Essence magazine that she had been a fan of DDG's grind for years. "I grew up being on YouTube and would always see the young black creators and was constantly inspired by them. He was one of them," she shared, revealing the foundation of respect that had initially drawn her to him. By late 2023, pregnancy rumors started circulating as Bailey's public appearances became more strategic and carefully styled. Then in January 2024, she confirmed what the blogs had been speculating with an Instagram post introducing their son Halo to the world. "Even though we're a few days into the new year, the greatest thing that 2023 could have done for me was bring me my son. Welcome to the world, my Halo," she wrote, marking what seemed like a blessed new chapter for the couple. However, behind the perfectly filtered Instagram post, it seems the relationship was already showing cracks. According to Bailey's recent court filings, DDG's temper had become a real problem, creating serious tension between them. Then, in October 2024, just 9 months after their son was born, DDG announced their breakup through an Instagram story. "Dear friends and supporters, after much reflection and heartfelt conversations, Ali and I have decided to go our separate ways," his statement began. "This decision was not easy, but we believe it's the best path forward for both of us. Despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other. Our commitment to being the best parents to our son Halo is unwavering, and we kindly ask for understanding and support during this time. A few days later, DDG discussed the breakup in greater detail during an episode of his No Ordinary podcast. He emphasized their continued bond as co-parents, saying, "Me and Halle are forever family forever," while also acknowledging the difficulties of dating someone with Bailey's level of fame at the time. However, Bailei's recent court filings paint a completely different picture of what allegedly transpired after their public breakup. According to the documents, the relationship became even more toxic in the months that followed their split, with tensions primarily surrounding child visitation arrangements. When these spontaneous visits didn't fit with Bailey's schedule, the rapper allegedly preferred to pop up to see Halo whenever it was convenient for him, causing conflict. According to Bailey, this ongoing disagreement apparently reached a breaking point in January 2025 when she attempted to discuss a formal visitation schedule with DDG. According to her account, she was buckling their son into DDG's car when the rapper became agitated, allegedly pulling her hair and slamming her face against the steering wheel, resulting in a chipped tooth that Bailey documented with photos included in her court filing. In July 2023, DDG released a song called Famous, which many took to be an expression of his insecurity regarding Bailey's rising stardom and her on-screen romantic scenes. Bailey also made an appearance in the 2023 adaptation of The Color Purple, further solidifying her acting credentials beyond her music work with Chloe Shi, which had already earned the duo multiple Grammy nominations. Meanwhile, DDG continued to develop his brand as a content creator and musical artist, using his YouTube fame to land a record deal with Epic Records and produce hits like his double platinum hit, Moonwalking in Calabasas. Online, the song received a lot of criticism from fans who accused DDG of attempting to influence Bailei's career in her court proceedings and called it sexist. In addition to asking for protection from alleged physical abuse, Bailey also asked for permission to take Halo to Italy for 2 months while she filmed a new project. The judge granted this request, allowing Bailey to travel with their son along, with family members and a nanny. Bailey also requested a cease and desist order to stop DDG from discussing her or their son on his various social media platforms and streams, citing concerns about fan reactions and online harassment. Is a complete 180 from October 2024, when DDG was on his podcast discussing their breakup and highlighting their continued relationship as co-parents, saying, "Me and Hale are forever, family forever," and then projecting the image of a mature split. However, according to Bailey's allegations, the months that followed that statement included serious incidents of physical violence and ongoing harassment. The entertainment world has been quite concerned about the drama that is developing, especially considering how well-liked Bailey has become both for her Disney role and for her musical career as Beyoncé's protégé, who signed her and her sister Chloe to Parkwood Entertainment in 2016. Although advocacy groups were reportedly rallying behind Bailey as of May 14, 2025, no major celebrities had made public statements regarding the allegations. The news of Bailey's restraining order against DDG went viral on social media on May 13, 2025, and the response was swift and divided, demonstrating how invested many fans are in the former couple's relationship. In particular, X's previous Twitter posts about the allegations blew up with millions of views and thousands of comments, quickly dividing the conversation between Bailey supporters and those writing for DDG. The news was initially widely shared by Popbase, which posted that Halle Bailey has been granted a domestic violence restraining order against DDG. Within hours, the comments section turned into a battleground as many fans expressed their love for Bailey and expressed gratitude that she was safe and away from him, according to TMZ, which had over 24 million views and 105,000 likes. DDG is utterly repulsive. The remark, "Oh DDG, you will reap what you sow. No way you put your hands on my mermaid angel," was posted by a user at Positions Mafia while bleeding out. As Bailey herself stated in her court filings, she has been receiving hate mail and threats on social media because of DDG's claims that she has been keeping their son from him or moving on with other men. These reactions demonstrated the strong emotional response the allegations evoked among Bailey's Day One supporters, many of whom have been riding with her since her early days as part of Chloe Zhao under Beyoncé's wing. However, there was also significant skepticism and backlash online. The conflicted response demonstrates the tangled nature of public relationship, turmoil between two celebrities, both of whom have devoted fan groups. When the news broke, DDG himself was live streaming with well-known online personality Aiden Ross when it was captured on video in real time. This was his most noticeable, quick response. DDG responded with obvious incredulity, appearing truly astonished by the accusations.
Why are they saying GGTMZ?
Alright, I'm looking at her story now.
Don't even.
That can't even be real. But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something.
It's not. During the live stream, Adam Ross quickly defended DDG, rejecting the accusations as baseless and exaggerating DDG's personality.
Stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here. Come. That. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false in the street.
While some saw DDG's answer as a sincere astonishment from an innocent guy facing false charges, others saw it as damage control from a public forum media personality, and the live stream moment swiftly went viral, adding another dimension to the public drama that was developing. Support for DDG also came from his close friend, Femi Okunaga, also known online as FHM, who defended the rapper in an impassioned livestream the day after the news broke. DJ Academics also weighed in during his own livestream, questioning the timing and motivation behind Bailey's allegations, and suggesting that if they can't win the public narrative, they make the accusations. He suggested that the restraining order might be a strategic move in an ongoing custody or PR battle, rather than a response to actual abuse.
Listen, bro, on some real I didn't come on here like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm finna get off in a little bit, anything. But listen, though, I don't care what people say, whatever. My brother, Didi, has always stuck up for me and all this that I've been through, knowing how to be and how to be and what I've been through, knowing it's like be lies and like.
Phantom continued by raising doubts about the timing of Bailey's claims, posing the issue of why she hadn't come forward when the claimed assault happened in January.
That shit in January, why she ain't do all that shit in January? Why you gotta wait 6 months? 6 months and all this other shit? Like, why are you taking that route? You can't prove that this is a bad father. You can't prove this is a bad father. You can't do that.
The host of the Breakfast Club radio show talked about Bailey's restraining order and the alleged abuse incidents during a segment. He also hinted that the accusations might be related to DDG's recent recognition from Drake, implying that the timing was suspiciously aligned with a high point in DDG's career. The controversy also reached traditional media. Co-host Charlemagne Thaw underlined how crucial it is to handle abuse claims through the appropriate legal processes.
She did what you should do in that situation, right? She went to the police.
Yeah.
Like, she went to the courts. She was granted a restraining order. And I'm sure there's more to come in regards to the law. And that's why I'm saying you can play on the internet in the court of public opinion, but in the real world, the court of law is what matters.
Co-host DJ Envy also noted the evidence Bailey had provided to secure their restraining order.
Oh yeah, I told you. She got text messages in this doc that she filed. She has photos. A judge is not going to grant a restraining order just off of like oh my God, I think this is happening to me. You have to show what you're talking about, at least enough for a judge to say, okay, I want to keep you safe until we figure out, right. You know what I mean? Like, or I don't want anything to happen. So let's separate y'all two, keep y'all away from each other, and let's look more into this. Let's investigate.
The incident has also spurred more general discussions about intimate partner abuse in well-known partnerships, where attention from the public can make already challenging circumstances worse. The case emphasizes the difficulties encountered by abuse survivors in the digital era, when social media may be used as a weapon for harassment as well as a form for support. As an actress who became well known as Disney's first black Ariel in The Little Mermaid, and who has established a brand focused on positivity and artistic brilliance, Bailey's coming forward with these accusations carries a significant professional risk. Getting involved in a contentious public dispute involving domestic violence allegations could have an effect on future casting choices and brand partnerships. She appears to be serious about the gravity of the problem for DDG, as evidenced by her resolve to seek legal action in spite of these possible repercussions. The stakes are equally high because he has established a career spanning music and YouTube streaming platforms, and his public image is essential to his business strategy. Regardless of the outcome of the legal proceedings, accusations of domestic abuse could seriously harm his reputation with fans, sponsors, and business partners. The situation is further complicated by the presence of Bailey and DDG's young son Halo, who is 18 months old and too young to comprehend the public controversy surrounding his parents, but will ultimately be greatly impacted by its outcome. The temporary restraining order already limits his contact with his son, whom he has frequently featured in content across his platform. Bailey's early leaning toward her stance is indicated by the judge's decision to permit her to travel to Italy for a 2-month film production, but the entire custody and visitation arrangements will probably be the subject of continued legal consideration.
Saying, your baby mama trying to take your son too? I mean, your daughter? That's what I'm saying, bro. Watch who y'all have kids with.
Don't be silly, wrap your willy.
Watch who you have kids with. You don't really know somebody until you have a kid with them. Then you gonna see the dark side. Real shit.
Crash out the shake. W crash out the shake.
Real shit.
Dark side.
Stop f***ing playing.
W crash out the shake.
5-minute nut can last for 15 years plus 3. Real shit. 8-minute nut lasting for 18 years.
Yo.
Real shit. Stop that shit, bro. Wrap that shit up, bro, because you don't really know somebody till you have a kid with them, bro.
I'm saying, your baby mama is trying to take your son too, which I mean to say, you mean your daughter. I'm saying, bro, watch who you have kids with. Don't be silly. Wrap your willy and don't really know anybody until you have a kid with them, because then you're going to see the dark side real. Crash 5 a newt nut can last 15 years plus 3 real nuts because you don't really know someone until you have a child with them. Bro, what began as a contemporary romance between 2 gifted young celebrities documented on Instagram and on the red carpet has turned into something much darker and more complicated, as Bailey claimed in her court filings. The idyllic public relationship concealed problematic private dynamics that ultimately resulted in their breakup in October 2024 and the abuse allegations that followed. The entertainment industry closely monitors the proceedings, aware that the outcome will have significant ramifications not only for the parties involved, but also for how similar cases might be handled in the future on The Breakfast Club. The hearing, which is set for June 4, 2025, will mark the next significant chapter in this unfolding story. Until then, the temporary restraining order keeps DDG at least 100 yards away from both Bailey and their son. Lauren Leva, who has been reporting on the court hearings, gave more details on the circumstances and Bailey's court appearance.
She took 2 breaks. She took 2 breaks. She asked for one of the breaks. While she's on the stand, she's doing a lot of like this, like holding her stuff, and she cried a little bit.
Contracting.
That would be
like
crazy.
8 months. Yeah.
She cried a little bit in the beginning, like the opening of her testimony, but she held it together very, very well.
As this legal battle continues to unfold in both the courts and the court of public opinion, DDG's friend Phantom is steadfastly defending him online, contesting the veracity of the accusations and speculating that they may be driven by jealousy over DDG's success. It serves as a sobering reminder that even the most seemingly ideal relationships can conceal troubling realities, and that the intersection of personal conflict and celebrity social media creates a uniquely challenging landscape for truth and accountability in the digital age. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, click on one of the boxes on your screen to view more similar content.